Karmelo Anthony supporters better strap in. They're going to be carrying some pretty heavy weight on their chests because Karmelo Anthony was just denied a new trial. Now, this, of course, cuts sadly against the chance that Karmelo Anthony might serve life in prison after the new evidence that was somehow inexplicably and shockingly kept from his original trial. You may argue that the Metcalfs may want a new trial. Karmelo Anthony put away for 35 years. He'll be in his late 50s when he gets out. A filthy little degenerate who is a wannabe gangbanger. Truly little bitch, because what happened is he ended up crying and sobbing on camera because his girlfriend broke up with him, said he was going to stab somebody with a knife, lick the blood off. He did end up stabbing somebody, but now we've learned from this trial that he was a little degenerate from 6 years old. He was getting in fights at school. He had to be incarcerated in a psychological hold at LSU's campus because he was so aggressive and so violent in his school. Why was this kid ever allowed within arm's reach of actual innocent, operational, functional kids with futures, right? Karmelo Anthony is the kind of kid that you gotta just like keep. You gotta keep him in an infirmary. He kept fighting. He kept having psychotic breakdowns. He said in his text messages that he was going to shoot up the school, and then lo and behold, now there's dead, innocent blood on the ground. And 35 years is just not enough. You know, Austin Metcalf got a life sentence to death, and he did nothing wrong. He told this clearly, spazzing young man to get the hell out of his tent because he sensed that he was a danger to himself and everybody around him. Austin Metcalf's a hero. Convicted killer Karmelo Anthony bid for a retrial was shot down by a Texas judge on Saturday. Anthony's lawyer also argued that the June trial was compromised due to strict courtroom rules and improper instructions from the jury. They also clashed with prosecutors over agreement to focus on the events leading up to the fatal shooting. Anthony, 19, was found guilty of murder on June 9th, sentenced to 35 years in prison for fatally stabbing a high school student, Austin Metcalf. The teen murderer scored a legal win following the conviction, getting the original judge tossed from the case after he told a reporter that the jury got it right. Jeez, yeah, what a world we live in. Anthony, who did not testify at the murder trial, claimed to have acted in self-defense when he stabbed Metcalf inside of the tent. Okay. But we've learned so very much about Austin Metcalf, though. Touch me and see what happens, is what he said before stabbing to death. He also had just, again, gotten broken up with his girlfriend and said he was going to stab someone and then he was going to shoot up a school. He said those things. He also, from the trial, is the fact that he, again, has had a violent past all the way dating back to when he was 6 years old, which, of course, means that you should lock him up. You should lock up every single Karmelo Anthony supporter, by the way. These people, look at these people. They're outside. I want to see a live shot of them right now, crying and wailing and sobbing in the streets. Like, show me what do these people look like right now? We have such a problem in this country. We have the country breaking off into identitarian tribes. And maybe it's always been this way. But they're only going to ever want to abuse our society and abuse the justice system based on the lowest common denominator, which is actually your skin color. And I know there's a lot of cultural factors here, but these are a bunch of black people that want a young black murderer out of jail for killing a white kid in order to score points for their tribe. Of course, all of American society, what made us great is that we're based on blind justice. That is what Christianity is based on. These people are not practicing Christians. You would never, as a practicing Christian, say that somebody who committed murder in cold blood should be liberated. You should never say that. You should want justice and judgment. Paul writes about this in Romans. You should want the state to wield the sword for the terror of the guilty, of which Austin Metcalf is, and for justice for the innocent, of which Austin Metcalf was. Judge denied Karmelo Anthony. Anthony family requested a new trial because there were no black jurors. The recent text messages exposed Anthony. No amount of crying racism can deny justice. Good for you. It's official. It's official.
19-year-old Karmelo Anthony will now will not get a new trial after he was convicted of stabbing 17-year-old.
Okay, learn how to talk. Here we go. He had intended to murder. When I stab, I'm going to lick their blood from the blade. Karmelo is frankly lucky that he's in prison, that he's not in prison for the rest of his life, let alone capital punishment. Quick note on this, because everyone's very angry that he didn't get the electric chair. I would be totally for that. The reason why he's not getting the electric chair is that there's a Supreme Court case law about minors committing murder. And he was a minor at the time, 17 years old at the time he committed the murder. And it's really strict. It's like virtually impossible to execute a minor who committed a murder. And that goes all the way up to the Supreme Court. It would, again, be effectively impossible to do that. If he was 18, totally possible. And you could go for it. There it is. I mean, again, they're going to go for it in like the Charlie Kirk trial, right, with Tyler Robinson. Karmelo Anthony request has been denied. There you go. Therefore, considered, ordered, and adjudicated by a court, a new trial is denied. Signed. The brand new judge and everything. Denied. Kudos to the judge. Denied. Bye-bye. Denied. Enjoy. Prison, Karmelo. I'm sure you're going to be very popular. Stuff's starting to get spicy in the courthouse. There are no deputies on site at the moment. I'm on the ground, ladies and gentlemen. As expected, Karmelo was denied a new trial despite the existence of alarming evidence both the victim and Anthony counsel made a strategic decision to leave the information out of the trial. The courts tend not to second-guess such tactical moves. There we go. You're never supposed to see these photos of Karmelo Anthony. That's right. He denied it. It's not the end of Karmelo's fight. His legal team will continue to pursue every available remedy, blah, 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 but it will take years for them to do anything. Obviously, we're disappointed. Denied the motion for retrial. We disagree. We're only committed to protecting our clients' rights. Well, your client's going to have plenty of rights in prison. This is going to welcome Karmelo. You're going to have just a great time. He's got baby oil in there. Yes, this is good. I'm sure you'll be crying over your girlfriend also in prison. Good job. That is baby oil. Okay. Oh, no retrial. Enjoy prison, scumbag. Yeah. He wanted to shoot up the school. How many bullets you want coming out of your chest? When I stab somebody, I'm going to lick their blood. We didn't find out any of this. No, it's too bad. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The parents need to be in prison too. Put the parents in jail too. If he was underage, and so that's going to spare him the death penalty, it should mean the parents catch a case as well. The parents knew exactly what this little possessed child, this little wannabe gangbanger was capable of, and they kept putting him in the public population of public schools in order to commit harm. They knew it. They knew it since he was 6 years old. Again, he was already incarcerated. He was already put on a mental psych hold at LSU. Because it was such a degenerate little, like, angry, little vindictive man. And by the way, that also comes from the parents. You got to fix that in your kids. Take them to an exorcist if you need to. But anyway, the parents should be charged as well. Let me know if you agree with that. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. Positive news.